Okay. But all right, here's something that happened last night, and we're going to talk about it because I have a very interesting theory about what exactly happened to this man. This is Andrade returning to AEW. I actually have not seen the clip yet, so we're going to watch it right now.
For whatever AEW has in store. Unfortunately, we are still live. So I must bid you adieu. Goodbye, everyone. Mwah! And good night. Bang!
Very well said by Kenny Omega, but some sort of issue with the lighting here.
Thunderstorm outside.
Andrade! Andrade! He's back!
What is going on? I mean, this is great.
Andrade targeting Kenny Omega!
Here's my thing about Andrade. And I hate to be like that guy because I like Andrade. I just I don't know, man. I feel like every time I see him go to another company, it's like they give him a really cool debut and then they don't do anything with him ever. And I don't understand why that is. But here's my thought process on this. Now I'm going to throw out a crazy accusation. But before I say this, I just want you to know that this is all my opinion. I'm not basing it off of anything factual that I know. It's not like I know anybody in the industry. Well, I know people in the industry, but it's not like I know people that have talked to me about this or anything like that. But here's my thing. Andrade is in AEW, right? WWE didn't do enough with him. He goes to AEW. He's in AEW for a little while. Did he ever win a championship? Was Andrade ever an AEW champion? Was he ever a TNT champion or an international champion? I don't even know if he was around when they debuted that belt. Did he win anything there? Forgive my ignorance. No, okay, he didn't. So, Andrade, and rightfully so, I think if you're a talented wrestler like Andrade, you should want to have big opportunities. But things like that do take time and, reps and stuff like that. But, whatever. Andrade's obviously put the work in his entire career. But he leaves and goes to WWE. And the most likely explanation for why he went to WWE and rushed to get over there is because his then wife, Charlotte Flair, was in the company. Now he's in there. They do stuff with him. He comes back at the Royal Rumble. He teams, I believe, was he tag team with Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania, right? And then he did put out that tweet about Triple H only putting Spanish wrestlers with other Spanish wrestlers. Sure, Triple H listened to that and said, cool, now you're in a tag team with Rey Fenix. But here's my thing. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this man was on television. He was in the Money in the Bank ladder matches. He was, he was a part of things. And then the divorce happened, right? And then the divorce happened. And now all of a sudden, he stops being put on television. He does the thing at WrestleMania. And then I think that's it. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, you got a wellness policy violation. You're gone. And it was so quick. It was so out of nowhere. Andrade is just out of here. And now he's immediately back in AEW. My thing is, if he had as bad of a relationship with AEW as people claim that he did, how is he just going back as smooth? Why is his first, thing is to be okay, I'm going to AEW. Charlotte Flair might be a push killer. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. I don't want to listen. I'm not trying to throw it out there. I'm not trying to be that guy. This is not me saying facts. But I've never known Charlotte Flair as somebody that doesn't have that kind of push backstage. I don't know somebody other than Charlotte Flair that could get that. They were on the same show. And her divorce was referenced on television. But my thing is, if he had a falling out with AEW, how is he just going back with open arms? How is he being put in a position to beat up Kenny Omega on AEW? Why did I stop seeing him wrestle with the exception of WrestleMania, why did that happen so soon after that divorce thing was announced? Am I reading too much into it? You know what I mean? I'm sure that WWE money is nice. I'm not saying he also didn't leave, he didn't quit. He was removed for a wellness policy violation. Okay. Interesting. Was he at SummerSlam? Oh, that Rey Fenix thing was at SummerSlam. Excuse me. That's what I meant. I meant SummerSlam. But have we seen him like for real at all? I don't know why I thought the Rey Fenix thing was at Mania. It was at SummerSlam. You're right. But like, besides that, what did he do? He was Speed Champion. Thanks. You're really helping my point here. You know what I mean? The Carmelo Hayes series. That's right. How long ago was that? Was that when he first came back? Was it like that was like earlier this year or last year? I think they were still together then. Y'all pointing out all these things to me, but you know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. I don't know. It just seems kind of out of nowhere to me. He was on Speed, yeah. I don't know.